Hello. I hope you're all having a really good time. Today we're going to create another draft, but this draft is not going to be created by me or taught by me or the idea isn't coming from me. Realistically, I'm going to create the template draft. I'm going to see how it looks currently. Have in mind that those are percentages that I've found on the webpage at the time of recording. So this percentage can change. The draft can change, the template can change before game week 1, but at the time of recording, those are going to be the 11 players that are the most owned. Realistically, I'm going to do the following. I will need for sure one goalkeeper, 3 defenders, 2 midfielders, and a striker because I cannot start with less than those into my team. So in order to see the best possible positions, I will fill in the gaps that are needed because you may have more owned midfielder than compared to the all of the defenders that I need to put in. But yeah, I'll be going for 11 players that are most owned. So the bench is not going to matter. The budget isn't going to matter. I'm going to just select the players that are most owned and give my honest thoughts about why those players are selected and what made the FPL managers go for them. If you like such type of ideas and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All of your help is very much appreciated. You can follow the link to my league and join it because special prizes are going to come your way. You have to wait for a video to see what exactly. But for now, let's focus on the draft. We will start with the goalkeeper position as usual because it's needed, and we're going to sort it by ownership. The most owned keeper is going to be Turner, but that keeper is not a playable keeper as he's going to be a 4.0 option. That surprises me a lot that this keeper is so highly owned. But for me, he's a no-go. I believe that he is being selected because for 4 million, he's got 41 points and everyone is like, okay, I may go with him. He might be an eligible option. Let me tell you a secret, he's not, so I'm not going to go for him. The second most owned keeper is Raya. My opinion about him, I don't like him as much as a pick because for the first 5 weeks, I see 2-3 clean sheets, while for an Arsenal player you are there for more. If you're going for a wild card early on, maybe after game week 3, I see 2 clean sheets in those fixtures. So game week 4 and game week 5 is the problem in my opinion. But if you've decided that you need an Arsenal coverage for a player that is 1000% going to play, Raya is your guy. They have signed Calafiori, almost signed or already signed, I'm not exactly sure, but Fabrizio Romano basically confirmed it. So he's coming. Timber is coming back from an injury. They have Kivior, they have Zinchenko, they have Gabriel, they have Saliba, and they have Ben White. So those are 7 defenders, and they have Tomiyasu who did not travel due to an injury. So 8 players for 4 positions. Let's say that White is nailed on the right back position, but he's 6.5. Then Saliba seems like the most nailed person in center back partnership. But then Timber, Calafiori, Zinchenko, Kivior, Gabriel, they won't all want to fight for 2 positions realistically, so it's going to be tricky. But for the goalkeeper's position, it's a clear favorite there, and that favorite is Raya. So if you want a nailed player, the cheapest nailed player in an Arsenal defense, you will go for Raya. Next up, we need to put in for sure 3 defenders, and let's see how the defensive percentages look. That's a little bit interesting. I was expecting Arnold to be here, but it's Saliba, Guardiola, and Poro. We cannot go to a team with less than 3 defenders, so we are required to pick 3 defenders. So Saliba, the same goes for him as for Raya. Arsenal were the best defenders and the best defensive team in the league last season. And for a 6 million for a neo defender, you pay what you get. You get what you pay. Sorry, you are getting a neo defender with the 6.0 million price range. Not a lot of attacking threat, but still he can score from a set piece. He's a cleaning defender, so yeah, he's going to perform really well. Next up is Guardiola. Guardiola for me is the most important defender for the start of the season. He finished the season so strong last time around, and he is having such an easy opening run of fixtures. Yeah, Chelsea is not that easy of a fixture, but after that it's Ipswich, it's West Ham, it's Brentford. It's not something too difficult for him, and 2 of those fixtures are at home. He is capable of scoring goals, he's capable of providing assists. He is going to most probably keep a clean sheet here and there. So Guardiola for 6 million, I completely respect the price ranges that the people went for him. And Poro, by the way, He finished on 136 points, which is a lot, and he did really well. And I believe that's the reason he is almost owned by a quarter of the game. 25% ownership. He's reliable. He's cheap. If Madison is out of the set piece situations, he is going to be picked. But regardless, in my opinion, even if he's not on set pieces, if they continue attacking through the fullbacks, and fullbacks are so involved in the attacking process, and if he starts taking some of the shots and some goals are being scored, Pedro Porro is going to be an amazing asset to the FPL game. The fixture on the start is brilliant. Leicester and Everton, it cannot go better from that, in my opinion, for the defensive side. But then it's Newcastle, Arsenal, then it's Brentford, then it's United. But after that, I believe Spurs players are becoming very viable options. They're viable for the start as well, but 5.5, you're not looking to bench him. Let's see how they perform. Let's see how their lineup is going to look coming game week 1, because they're very good attacking side. The defensive part needs some adjusting, but from the attacking perspective, they are brilliant, and Pedro Porro is going to be involved into that category for sure. Next up, going for a midfielder to see position midfielders. So the two most owned midfielders are Palmer and Gordon. Those are the two most owned players in midfield. Gordon with 36, almost 37%, and Palmer with almost 56. So Palmer was the highest scoring player last time around. He is brilliant. He's scoring goals. He's on penalties. He's nailed. Most probably we don't know the new manager, but I don't see a world where he doesn't play. Next up, he tends to score. He's involved. He's doing a lot. Chelsea are not having such a bad fixture at the start. After the City game, it's 6 easy games. Then it's a little bit hard of a run. But after that, it's once again, and I would argue that Palmer is fixture proof. We need to see how the new manager is going to perform. But if he is something similar to Guardiola, it's going to be really good thing to watch them play. I see Palmer becoming a guy like Foden, but just coming from the right and scoring. I believe he's going to be brilliant. Gordon, such an easy start of the season. Southampton, Bournemouth, then Wolves. Spurs are not brilliant defensively. This is a good start as well. And for a midfielder of his caliber, I believe that he's going to perform. They don't have European football, so their lineup is not going to be rotated as much. If he nails once again the left wing position, he is going to be money. I'm trying to find a way to fit him into my squad because it's a little bit hard. But let's see how it goes. And let's see what we can build without him for now. But all in all, a very, very solid player, and I quite like him. Next up, we need at least one forward, and by the looks of it, Watkins is going to join the frame. So Watkins here, 55.6%, so basically the same percent as Palmer. Watkins is brilliant. He might be on penalties currently. Aston Villa are starting with quite an easy fixture once again. I don't see a reason to not go with a Villa player. Like, they're brilliant. He's brilliant. He has been scoring for fun. I don't see him being rotated, and specifically the first 4 fixtures until the Champions League starts, the Villa assets are going to be money. They tend to score. He tends to score. After that is the Champions League, so maybe a rest here and there can come in the easier fixtures. But until then, he's going to be brilliant, and in my opinion, should be in your lineups. Next up, we are seeing that the ownership drops a little bit, and we go to Isaac, 54.6. So we are adding a second striker immediately. Isaac for me is surprisingly low. I believe that he should be in everyone's team. He is on penalties. He's nailed. He's scoring for fun. He's so clinical. Every time they have a home fixture, it's brilliant. So the first 2 from 3 are at home. So he's going to manage, and his time is going to be managed most probably after that. But no, why it should be managed? They're not having a European fixture. So I believe that he's going to play amazingly well, and I don't see any reason to go without him. He is just so solid. Next up, going down the list, we see Erling Haaland. I'm surprised that he is so low, but still he is in the template draft. A third forward added here. I believe that Haaland is another player that is good to own. I don't see any reason to go without him apart from the price, and you can cover with Foden basically. But if you want to captain in second and fourth week, you're going to go against a very, very big group of players that are captaining him there. A lot of players might triple captain him. So if he provides a hat-trick here and you don't own him, but the other players earn up until 60 points, that's going to be such a massive mountain to climb. But at the beginning, you can go a little bit differential and manage the rest. I think apart from the game against Arsenal, he's fixture proofed up until the Liverpool game. So yeah, maybe around game week 13 he's not going to be a good option, but even against Arsenal, I would rely on him. He's expected to score a lot of goals. He got a full summer of rest, so I believe it's quite possible for him. Next up, we go down below him and we see Eze. So Eze is another player that makes the list. I believe that Eze should be in a lot of teams. He's on pens. He didn't have a lot of rest in the summer, but he didn't play a lot of minutes in the Euros. So I believe that he is going to be very popular option. Good stats, good overall. I don't see a reason not to go for him. Yeah, Ulize left. Matete is going to be coming back from a tournament, so it might get quite tricky. But still, for me, he should be in our drafts, and I'm not looking to replace him, honestly. And the final position goes to Mohamed Salah. He's the next most owned. Foden is just behind him. Maybe when you watch that video, this percentage would have changed. But for now, it's still Salah. This draft is impossible to create because we don't have the money. But maybe if you save 1 or 2 players and go for a cheap option, that's going to be it. But basically, that is the template 11. Salah is here because Liverpool have that fixture on. As you can see, only green and one away fixture to Manchester United, which is a bad fixture, but offensively, I believe it's not that bad. Liverpool can score against anyone. Let's see how the new manager plays, but still, I believe that this is not such a bad fixture. So yeah, this is the template draft I wanted to create. So not more than 2 players from any team, which is quite surprising. A lot of focus on Arsenal, City, and Newcastle. So very good teams are here. No Arsenal attackers make the list, which is quite surprising, but I quite get it. Like Saka is too expensive, Odegaard is not that popular yet, Havertz is not that popular, but the Newcastle boys are going to be a very big part of everyone drafts, in my opinion. I'm realistically going against the herd with no Gordon in my draft, but you'll see it most probably in tomorrow's video how my draft is looking. Am I making any changes? Am I planning to do something? You'll see the lot. So yeah, I hope you enjoy such type of videos. I hope you find it amusing to see some different perspective, to explain why someone is picked, why you see some players so high on the list like Poro but you don't own him, or the other players are pretty self-explanatory. I was expecting some 4.5 options to be here in defense, but quite the opposite, they weren't. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you do, don't forget to subscribe, turn the notifications on. Next week I will be away from home. You will receive videos every day, but the streams will come back right after I return from my vacation. So yeah, let's hope that more viewers are going to join and let's have some fun there. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.